Greetings Helldivers, FiOth here, and in this video I will bring to you a comprehensive breakdown of all the progression systems in Helldivers 2. Game's been out for a few days. I hope you can still log in to play because the servers are overflowing with people. Great success for our head there. And now that I have a better grasp of how everything works, I will share with you my knowledge and suggest a couple of tricks in order to optimize your farm. There are videos out there already dedicated to farming methods, and I'm not gonna rip off anyone else's work to grab the views. You can watch those, they're absolutely adequate at helping me with that. What I want to do here is help new players or people who just found the time to play during the weekend and moving forward to understand how they can improve their ship and by extension their Helldiver in order to tackle the various difficulty settings. Without further ado, let's get to it. For the majority of this vid, we will be here in ship management, and I will break everything down in the simplest way possible. Let's start with the very basics. This is your destroyer, and what you see here is a graph of your ship with the name at the bottom left that you can change at any given time with a prompt on screen, and then on the top right you see a list of icons. Now all these tooltips will seem Greek, jokes on you because I'm Greek, to anyone who has just started playing, and I know that because that's how I felt. I was like, what is all this? It becomes abundantly clear quite early on though, and you will be able to track it without any issue. I don't know why they opted for a direct bottom prompt navigational system and not just a cursor, even on the PlayStation 5 a la Destiny, because that works extremely well with menus that have a lot of options in them, but we're gonna work with what we have. So, starting from the left, the top icon, the yellow one, is your requisition credits. This you're given every time you complete a mission. You can find them during missions and are awarded when you complete objectives. So no matter what you do, you get requisition credits always. Right below that is the premium currency, also known as super credits. Now super credits, of course, you can purchase with real life money from the acquisition center at the super credits tab. But to Arrowhead's credit, jokes on us again for the pun, you can also find this during missions. You can open bunkers or break open caches with grenades and loot super credits from in there. Every pickup will net you 10 of these babies. So if you play this game enough, you will eventually have credits to buy the next Warbond premium passes for the following seasons and buy anything you want from the superstore, that is the tab adjacent to the super credits one. So this is quote unquote the premium currency, but again, well done to the devs for allowing them to actually be farmed in a pretty consistent fashion. To the right of the credits is the medals. I currently have 0 because I have expended them all buying stuff. Medals can also be acquired by just completed objectives, but can also be found on the field. And to optimize your farm, once you start playing or medium or above, you will have operations on the map instead of single missions. Going into an operation allows you to choose one of an assortment of missions that have to be completed one after another without veering off course, and they will reward you with additional medals for completing an entire set. So you see here the operation Destroy Automatons. First completion gives you 2 extra medals, and the second completion will give you an additional 4, netting you an additional 6 on top of everything else that you got by completing each individual mission, which is great. So stick with operation until you complete them and don't move left and right so you can net in those extra medals. On the right of the medals we have 3 icons, a green, an orange and a purple one. These are the samples you collect, consumables that will help you unlock specific abilities, and I will elaborate on those, but first I'm gonna explain how you're gonna get them. Greens appear in pretty much every mission. Okay, you can pretty much always farm the greens. You move around, every mission has a specific number available. You can click on your map button, bring it forward, and you can see how many out of how many you have at the top right, and you can collect them all before you finish the mission, although I wouldn't suggest you go out of your way to do that. It's highly recommended you just keep doing missions one after another and collecting what's in front of you. To get orange samples, you have to be playing on challenging or above. And then to get purples, you have to be playing on the 7th difficulty setting, suicidal or above. And of course, even on those settings, they will be extremely difficult to find. They appear very rarely on the map, and in some occasions they don't appear at all. So how do you use all those currencies and what do they do? Let's start with stratagems. Stratagems are unlocked by spending requisition credits, as you can see here at the bottom of your screen, after you meet the leveling criteria. This game caps at level 50 at the moment, but nothing requires you to be level 50 to unlock. At about level 20, you will be able to get pretty much everything. As I'm scrolling down here, you see that the only reason I cannot unlock all this is because I don't have enough money. I need to play more missions, get more dough, and get my unlocks done. Here there are certain things that I suggest you should prioritize. The grenade launcher is an excellent tool that you can get pretty early on, and although it doesn't look as flashy as certain other ones, it is excellent for both damaging against armored units, destroying spewers, and sealing spawn points. The guard dog rover will keep firing at your enemies with a laser beam without ever needing to be replenished. The orbital laser auto-tracks enemies and deals extreme damage. And in case you're following information about this game, the railgun is completely busted at the moment and will pretty much take care of everything, including titans. As you progress throughout the game, don't be afraid to just spend requisition to buy what you want, because playing 3 or 4 missions will net you enough requisition to pretty much buy whatever you want when the time is right. Some of these stratagems are locked behind your level, as I said, so there's no point for you waiting for something that will become available when you're level 15 and hoarding all those requisitions, staying without any equipment until you reach the appropriate level. Invest, try things out, enjoy your moment to moment. Now, ship modules is where the most drastic upgrades happen. These are all pretty much passive buffs that you always keep. Come in here and get at least 1 level in every single one of these tiers. And by tiers, I mean Patriotic Administration Center, then Orbital Cannons, then Hangar, Bridge, Engineering Bay, Robotics Workshop. Get the basic one in each one of those, because the second and third ones become exponentially more expensive, and you also need much rarer materials in order to have any way of getting them. Don't wait for the time to be right for you to get the ultimate upgrade and try to unlock them all in sequence. Pace yourself, get what you need, because as you get these, your Helldiver becomes more effective and you will be able to tackle the higher settings required for you to get the rarer materials. Last but not least, the Requisition tab gets you into the War Bonds menu. You have 2 available right now, the Basic and the Premium. The Basic includes more and better stuff in general, and what I want you to pay attention to is, except for all the guns and armors that you can get, you find these cylinders, like the Vitality Enhancement cylinder here, the Hellpod Space Optimization, and so on and so forth. These are boosters, and you choose a booster each time you deploy. Every Helldiver can pick one of these boosters. Not 2 Helldivers can have the same one equipped, but if every Helldiver brings a booster, those 4 bonuses affect the entire team, and they will be extremely helpful in tackling any scenario. These boosters are a great boon, and I suggest you prioritize getting them before getting the drip, because I know that cape looks cool, but if you cannot perform and keep dying, you're not getting anything done. So this is it, Helldivers, my comprehensive guide to the progression system in Helldivers 2. I hope you found this interesting and useful. Even if you are a more seasoned player, you might have learned something new. Please let me know if I forgot anything. I will favor your comment and pin it so other people can see it. My aim here is not to flex my knowledge on the game, but to help the community. I suggest you visit our streams and say hi. Very toxic free, very friendly environment. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell here to be notified about more uploads and streams. And until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always travel perfection. Cheers!